Beautiful, and I got the winner right here. This guy won over $500,000 in a poker tournament, and we're about to play an insane hand together.
Are you gonna do a squeeze dog?
I think so. I'm just thinking.
Feeling squeeze? I already know.
The QB squeeze.
I see videos.
Oh shit.
I already know what's coming down.
Oh
you
god,
gotta make it
it's
expensive,
coming.
dude, because you're sitting with. Oh, that's expensive. 230.
230.
I'm thinking more like 150, 180. But this guy's about to re-squeeze right here. You put this on the vlog right here.
Oh my god.
Oh shit. Cocktails.
Today I'm heading to the Bellagio to play some 5-10. Little did I know I was about to play one of the dumbest pots of my life. I buy him for the maximum, $1,500. It's a busy Saturday night and the tables are packed. One of the first notable hands of the night, 10-9 suited I pick up. I call in the hijack versus a low jack raise. The small blind comes along. We see a flop of 8-6-5, 2 clubs. I flop a bunch of equity. And I call the C-bet of half pot from the low jack. The small blind folds and we go to a turn. Boom, the jack of clubs. I have an open-ender to a straight flush. Fantastic stuff. Can we go back though? Whipping the turnout from the dealer there. Great dealing. I love the speed. A fast game is a good game. The low jack checks to me. I think before betting half pot, $120. He quickly calls. The river is the jack of hearts, pairing the board. We now lose to 8s, 6s, and 5s, but for the most part, we should have the best hand here, 9 out of 10 times. He checks to me, and I don't like my size here. I decide to bet $250, just over half pot, but I should be going larger here. He's going to be very overpair heavy, queens, kings, aces. He's going to have some jack X that he turns. He could be betting the flop with queen jack 1 club, king jack 1 club. He could be betting even very wide here with jack 10 of spades. Who knows? People love to barrel too wide playing live poker. I think I should have sized up this river. I expect to get paid a lot. Definitely a poor sizing on my end. And a nice start in the cash game. I'm up around $500. I raise jack 10 of spades on the button and the big blind 3 bets to 130. Of course, I'm going nowhere. This is the type of hand that can flop a ton of equity and we're really deep. Big things can happen. A flop of 10-9-7, 2 hearts. Definitely a better board for the in-position player. I've got way more 2 pairs, way more straights, and probably more sets as he's not going to pure 3-bet a hand like 7s from a big blind, but I'm always going to raise call 7s, 9s, and 10s. So I expect to see quite a bit of checking on this board. However, he C-bets for 60, and I call. The turn is a 6, which is great for my range. I've got way more 9-8 and 7-8, 10-8 suited, so I expect to see quite a bit of checking here, but he does bet for 160. I don't think I want to turn my hand into a bluff. I think I've got enough showdown value still here, and I don't expect him to bet fold many better hands. I think hands like aces, kings, queens, jacks will typically just check this turn. So I think I have a better spot to just call here. Hope to improve. If an 8 rolls off, we could have a really, really big payday. He might call a big bet looking to just chop with me. So I call, and the river is the king of hearts. One of the worst rivers out there. He bets for 450. I've got so many better hands to call with. Flushes, queen, jack, 2 pairs on the river. Easy fold. Beautiful, and I got the winner right here.
Are you gonna do a squeeze dog?
I think so. I'm just thinking.
Feeling squeeze? I already know.
The QB squeeze.
I see your fucking videos.
Oh shit.
I already know what's coming down.
Oh
you
god,
gotta make it
it's
expensive,
coming.
dude, because you're sitting with. Oh, that's expensive. 230.
230.
I'm thinking more like 150, 180. But this guy's about to fucking re-squeeze right here. You put this on the vlog right here.
Oh my god.
Oh shit. Cocktails.
Pocket kings. I've squeezed first a man who's just won $500,000 and he's 4-bet me to $640. There's already 1,000 in the middle and we still have players behind to act.
Uh-oh. Triple squeeze?
No, I'm original.
Original squeeze.
All in. It folds to me and I waste no time shoving. I really cannot think of any hand this guy is going to fold after making it 640. So I'm not here to Hollywood at all. I quickly go all in.
Definitely making a lot now. Yeah, we got
I think the total is, I think I started 15 or 1600.
So I'm halfway in already.
You're almost there. Still have room.
640, eh? You have 1.5?
To be exact, let's say 12, 15, 16, 17. I would say 1700 to start the hand.
Yeah, I got the same. Shall I gamble?
I don't think I can tell you to do anything.
Okay, I gamble. There's no gamble here. Okay.
Do you want to do it once, twice?
Your choice.
We can do it twice if you want.
Okay.
You want to show it?
Chop it up. I want to not. Ace king, chop it up.
I'll show it.
Okay, I'll show it.
Now, as a tournament player, I love to show my hand and let the board run out. I think it makes it that much more exciting, so I show my hand regardless. He flips over his hand and these two guys look pretty confused. I'll give you one clue as to what he might have. He turned 47 years old today. If you guessed 4-7 offsuit, you would be correct. The man has flopped a pair as well. We have 80.2% equity. And while I have you here, 80.2% of you who watch this channel are not subscribed. So please take a moment, sub to the channel and enjoy the video.
Okay, I'll show it.
Wow.
Oh,
That's the first.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Everybody's gonna hurt.
Can we please slow down? I've already lost the first board. He turned 38% on the second board. Any club, any 7, any 4, and any 5, and he scoops both boards here with a hand where I have him smashed. So please help me win the second board to get my money back. On the count of 3, hit the like button to brick this river. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Oh, nice answer. We are gambling.
You're lucky.
We are gambling.
You're lucky to run it twice.
Wow,
man.
that turn was insane. He had all the outs.
What the fuck is that turn? He turned the deck of outs.
We should have played it. I should have flat called.
Max Payne, man, one time.
Speaking of Max Payne, this is not the only ridiculous part of the video you're gonna see. Stick around to the end.
One time.
I thought he was gonna scoop that.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
The second time I felt like a bad beat. The last
Thank you,
time.
sir. It didn't even cross my mind to tip after chopping this board, but after he threw in $3, I decided to throw in $1. But I'm curious to see what you guys think. Would you tip after losing a big pot like this? How would you approach it? Comment below, let me know. Thank you. I pick up Queen Jack of clubs and we're already 4 ways to a flop. The action was under the gun limps $10, +1 ISOs to 40. I 3-bet to 150 in the hijack. The small blind, this guy, cold calls, the limper calls, and the ISOer in +1 calls. 610 in the middle to a flop. We get a flop of King Jack Jack and it checks to me. Now this is a board where I'm not going to be doing too much betting on. The reason is, even our very strong hands don't get too much value from other hands. If we have a hand like Ace King, it's tough to get more than 1 street from a worse hand, and we're up against 3 other ranges where it's very easy for someone to have a jack. Furthermore, I don't think players check raise their flush draws enough on these boards multi-way, but I feel like they tend to bet the turn a lot when checked to, so I think it's a nice spot to mix a check, and I do that. The turn is a complete blank, the 5 of clubs. It checks to me yet again, and I decide to bet quarter pot, betting 150 into 610. And how about this? The player in +1 who initially ISO'd to 40 pre, check raises me to $600. Now this is interesting. I think I only beat 1 hand for value, being Jack 10 of spades. I chop with Queen Jack of spades, but I lose to Ace Jack and King Jack. I don't think he has pocket 5s because I think he would just limp in +1 versus an under the gun limp, but he could still certainly have that. So obviously I'm not going anywhere here. I'm going to call in the hopes that he's bluffing a combo draw here like Ace 10, Ace 5 of diamonds even, 10 9 of diamonds. So just hoping to see some bluffs here and some random spews. Let's call and see a river. We go to a river of an 8 and he quickly goes all in. We didn't come here to check back trips, cold turn, and fold river, so I stick it in. Hopefully we see a busted flush draw to scoop a $3,200 pot. The dealer announces 8's full. I can't believe it. He's check raised the turn with 2 outs and rivered a full house. First the kings for 7-4, and now this hand. It's really a brutal start to the session. Pocket aces, pretty nice hand. I 3-bet EP. Everyone folds, except they don't. Small blind cold, and I'm a little bit blind. King 10 deuce checks to me. Bet a small 80. And he's not going anywhere. He calls. Turn. 4 of diamonds. The pot has 400 in there. I've got 1320 behind. I want to pick a nice healthy turn size so I can go all in by the river. I decide to bet $330. And this is pretty typical of a big size board where there's a double flush draw out there, some straight draws, so a really good spot to bet big. He folds and we scoop a small one. I raise in the low jack. Hijack 3-bets to 130, and the big blind cold calls, and now the action's on me. I look down at guess my hands. That's right, it's time for you guys to play along. I've just invented this segment. I am going to 4-bet to 400. That's right, a healthy size. Now keep in mind, the guy who cold called in the big blind has just sat down at the table. He played for maybe 2 orbits, so he's fairly new, and he has a bunch of chips. I would say he has about 9,000 in front of him, so he has a ton. The hijack folds, and the big blind puts it in. We have a pot of 935. The flop comes ace, ace, 3, 2 spades, and it checks to me. I decide to bet really small. Less than 10%, I bet $80 into a pot of 935. The big blind then check raises to 180. I call. Turn, and innocuous deuce. The big blind then checks to me, and I decide to bet really small again. 160.
The win runs a ton of tournaments throughout the year, just randomly. But yeah, tournaments are.
I'm all in. All in?
The big blind thinks for a little bit before check shoving all in for $980. Now, YouTube, what do you think I have here? I 4-bet pre, I bet tiny on the flop, he check raised. I bet tiny on the turn, he check shoves. If you guessed ace, ace, you are correct. This guy was drunk, belittling everyone at the table, just the rudest guy, so I figured, what better time than to slow roll versus him? There's only one problem. These suits are matching the flop. That's right, I've actually got king. I made that entire story up. The guy was actually lovely, and now we have a pretty tricky spot. And can we maybe change this music? Now let's think about this for a second. I opened an early position. The hijack 3-bet me. He cold called in the big blind. What type of a range do you give someone like that? The only information I know about this guy is that of the 2 orbits he's sat down with us, he has been very loose. Not much 3-betting, but a lot of calling, including calling 3-bets as he's done here, and he has a bunch of chips in front of him. So this guy is probably ready to gamble, are my initial thoughts about him. And I think it's going to be a very wide random range. We have a dude with $9,000 roughly sitting in front of him from a 1,500 starting, so he's done a good job to run this up. I'm expecting to see a lot of suited broadways here, some pocket pairs. I'm really hoping he's spewing a hand like pocket 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, all these medium pairs trying to make me fold 10s, jacks, queens. So although I expect him to have a relatively wide range pre-flop, it also includes a heavy amount of trips. But I'm sticking with my read and hoping that he's just spewing a pocket pair here. I call.
Showtime.
He shows the 10 of diamonds and the queen of spades. A total airball. A huge pot we win there. To say this one was needed would be an understatement. I now pick up ace-8 suited in a straddle pot. I am the big blind. The straddle is to my direct left for 20. The small blind raises to 65. I call in the big blind and the straddle folds. A flop of 10, 8, 6, 2 clubs. We smash this flop. The small blind checks to me, and I think checking is best. If we bet this board, we risk him folding ace, king, ace, queen, ace, jack, king, queen, king, jack. So if we check, we give him a chance to river top pair. If he has an ace on the turn can be wonderful. If he has a king and the turn's a king of clubs, that's also wonderful. So I think checking will make us more money here. A wonderful turn giving us the nuts here. The small blind now bets 120, which is music to my ears. I think now is the time to raise and start putting money in the middle. We unblock top pair, and even the times he's bluffing, he's generally going to be bluffing with a club and could have some equity to call or even raise us. A hand like Queen Jack 1 club, for example, or King 9 suited. So I decide to raise. The small blind calls. River, a complete blank. And now it's all about Value Town. I think my hand is pretty disguised. I want to go really, really big. I bet 650 into a pot of 710.
I don't know if I can hold this one.
And guys, don't make sense of my chip fiddling. I don't know how to stay still. It's not nerves, I just love to fiddle.
$650.
He calls and finds out the bad news.
They were a pair and they matched one.
Later, he tells me that he had pocket tens.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 42.
After 8 hours of poker, I finished down $200. Well, that was a relatively swingy session, I would say. Some post thoughts are, on one hand, I can't wait to get back to Auckland to see my family, see my baby girl. I miss her so much. I've only been away for 8 days, but I miss her so much. So I can't wait for that. But at the same time, these games, this is like, I love this lifestyle. I love going to the casino, playing poker. It's so fun. And it's just unfortunate that there aren't games like this everywhere in the world. It's unfortunate you got to come to Vegas to like, I mean, look at this. It's beautiful at night. I don't know, maybe because I'm just never here, I'm just like, oh wow. But man, I wish there were games like this in Auckland. Like, even just from like a vlogger perspective, there's so much content available. Man, I can do so much with this. I would love to make vlogs full time over just stream tournaments. Like, that's how much I enjoy this. This has been really fun, just the 2 sessions I've played. This video took me over 20 hours of editing. It's so much tougher than stream highlights. So please, if you guys would hit the like button, really reward me for this effort. I am exhausted. Just look at the effort I put into this thing. Like, come on. I really put some love into this. So I hope this video does well. If it doesn't, whatever. I can look back on it and have a laugh. But yeah, thank you for watching. Hit the sub button, like the video, and I'll see you guys next time.